Hello and welcome to another My Tunes podcast right here at manxradio.com.
Marc Tyley, the nation station, Manx Radio.
I've seen a hand, I've seen a vision. It was reaching through the clouds to risk a dream. A shadow crossed the sky and it crushed it to the ground just like a beast. The old man's back again. The old man's back again. I seen a woman standing in the snow. She was silent as she watched them take her man. Teardrops burned her cheeks, for she thought she'd heard the shadow had left this land. The old man's back again. The old man's back again. The crowds just gathered, their faces turned away, and they queue all day like dragons of disgust. Older women whispering, wondering just what these young hotheads want of us. And Andre V, he cries, with eyes that ring like chimes. His anti-worlds go spinning through his head. He burns them in his dreams, for half awake they may as well be dead. The old man's back again. I see he's back again. I see a soldier, he's standing in the rain. For him there's no old man to walk behind. Devoured by his pain, bewildered by the faces who pass him by. He'd like another name, the one he's got's a curse. These people cry. Why can't they understand? His mother called him Ivan, then she died. The old man's back again. The old man's back again. I can see him back again.
When I first arrived in the Isle of Man, my boss, one Anthony Pugh, he said to me, Mark, whatever you do, if you see a chance to go and catch the band Truman Falls, do it. And so, within a matter of weeks, some years ago, that's precisely what I did. And I have never looked back. I think they are, and have been, and probably will be for many years more, one of the finest bands on the Isle of Man, or anywhere around the Irish Sea. There you go, you guys. And two of them are here, Simon and Paul from Truman Falls. Welcome to My Tunes.
Hello. Nice to be on My Tunes.
Yeah. And I'm not joking. If Anthony Pugh is listening, he was the old managing director of Manx Radio when I first arrived. And he said, check these guys out. They're wonderful.
Wow.
And he's still a fan, and I'm still a fan. Yeah. So look, here we are. It's two for the price of one again. We've already had Simon's first choice, Scott Walker. Solo, not with his mate or brother, but the old man's back again. So before we go any further with Paul, Simon, tell us why you chose that.
Well, Scott Walker is a brilliant singer. When he started out doing all the covers with the Walker Brothers, doing like Make It Easy on Yourself, Burt Bacharach tune, of course. Brilliant, loved them to death. But it's when he did his solo albums, he did 1 and 2, which are like covers. And then Scott 3, which is an awesome album, he had a couple of Brel songs at the end of that. And Scott 4 was him writing him just himself. And by this time, he was just on his way out, so to speak. But for me, he was writing just sublime songs. And Scott 4 will be taken to my grave. I'll be clutching onto it as I get incinerated.
Well,
but the old man's back again is just, the bass on that is just crazy.
Well, thank you for choosing it and kicking off this week. So Simon Rea and Paul Teare, Truman Falls, are here with me all week. Big celebrations. The official launch of the new album is coming up. I'll tell you what, we'll talk about that straight away because exciting times. Talk about a beautiful local concept, Paul, well crafted. I mean, it's just so right for the Isle of Man.
Well, thank you.
Who's going to fill me in with the detail of how it came about?
Actually, the story is that, the truth is that during lockdown, I was spending quite a long time down in Silverdale when I could, legally, of course. And I love Silverdale. I've always been there, always spent my youth there. And that's when I started subconsciously forming songs. So it's just kind of natural progression that we started writing songs in and around or about Silverdale.
Yeah. And the whole sounds, you've got soundscapes as well in there.
Well, it's very summery in terms of, obviously Silverdale reminds you of perhaps sort of 1970s summers and sitting around having picnics on the lawn or playing on the boat and lake and that sort of stuff. So it's very nostalgic in its sort of reminiscence. Some sort of 70s sort of vibes going on. We've sort of moved away from 50s, 60s sort of vibes, haven't we, now, looking at more of a 70s theme. So, and lots of lovely strings as well that Dave's arranged. And so it's been lovely making, sort of building up on the songs and getting that lovely vibe from that time.
Well, it really, really works. And it does capture, I know that place very, very well also. Let's have your first track, Paul, and where are you going to take us?
My first track is from Squeeze. I've always loved Squeeze. When I was first asked to think of 4 songs, which was very, very difficult, by the way, I skipped over the Beatles in recognition that they've probably been picked dozens of times. And I will never, steer away from how much I love them. But I think to take it further into the future, for me, Glenn Tilbrook and Chris Difford are up there with Lennon McCartney in terms of their songwriting and their storytelling as well. A lot of their songs are a story, namely labelled with love, Up the Junction, take you through someone's life or a couple's life. Beautifully done. I think it's mainly Chris Difford that does the lyrics. But I've gone for this song just because it's just a cracking song. Great guitar solo. Glenn Tilbrook is a very underrated guitarist. I've actually seen him play live and his son play live at the Villa on the stage. He comes on and does the solo and runs back off again, which is great. I was right at the front with my sister, singing along through every track. And they're a huge part of my life, Squeeze.
Mason Williams' Classical Gas. What a phenomenal piece of guitar music. It was the choice of Paul Teare from Truman Falls. Apart from being a brilliant piece, why did you choose it?
It was part of my sort of child growing up. At the time it came out, I was just starting to learn guitar. I had my first or second guitar. My uncle John in Liverpool, he introduced me to Classical Gas, and we used to play it on his stereo, and we used to go there for summers. So it's very nostalgic for me just to think back to that time. And I was in awe of the composition of the song, but also it gets quite exciting in the middle and towards the end. It's sort of it really feels more like than a classical piece of music. It's actually a bit of an event, and Mason was amazing. So definitely pointed me in the direction of where I wanted to go in terms of admiring that kind of style. I thought there's a little niche in there for somewhere to sit in this list, so that's why I picked Mason Williams.
Thank you for choosing it. Simon, before we go any further, Truman Falls, just go through the current lineup, because there have been a few changes over the years, haven't there? People. Yeah. So where are we at the moment? Well,
the root of it is myself, Paul, and Dave Armstrong, who kind of co-produces. Well, he's the producer. And then we have a flow. We've got I'm not going to say at the moment. As long
as they behave themselves, we've got
the wonderful Martin Thomas on drums, and at the moment, again, we have Jeff Jepson, who we've played with for a few years when we were doing concerts at St Ninian's for the festive fundraiser. Jeff and I have known each other way back, and it was just a strange progression that I asked him if he'd like to play, and he said yes, and he's jumped on board, and he's really put a different dimension on the sound, but a beautiful dimension, I think. What do you think, Paul?
He's all right. He's
all right.
He's great. No, he's a lovely fellow as well, and he sings us another harmony as well if we needed some singing. But so there's a lot of guitar going on the album. It's great just to have somebody I can sort of rely on just to do so many bits, and gives me a bit of freedom as well.
You mentioned the Christmas fundraiser. Now, how many years now have you been doing that?
I think this is going to be our 8th year. I think
7 or 8, isn't it?
Yeah, 7 or 8.
It's a wonderful night.
It is. It is a very.
I'm always astounded at how much money it raises. That was sort of incredible amount of money for quite a small venue, I think, considering how big it is.
This year you had other guests, didn't you?
Always have somebody to have along with us as well, to kind of give some support, but just to kind of give it the evening a bit of a mixture. So we usually try and get a choir involved, and we've actually got a choir for this year. So, and it kind of boils down to Jeff doing some of his music, and then Truman Falls get up, but we just do Christmas covers. We won't do any of our own stuff. We're there for a reason, to enjoy the festive period, and the major thing is audience participation. If you're not there to come and sing, don't bother coming.
Don't turn up. Right, let's have our second track today. And Simon, it's your choice. What have we got?
Paul Williams, that was Someday Man, which is actually covered by the Monkees, if I remember rightly. What a beautiful song. It's under 3 minutes long, but just a beautiful track. And he is a astounding writer, just written so many songs that you've heard that you don't like. Rainy Days and Mondays by the Carpenters, Rainbow Connection by the Muppets.
He was often on the Muppets. He was a friend of the Muppets as well.
Yeah. I think he's working in the music industry still, isn't he? He's about 82 now.
Must be.
But I'm sure he works in the American music, in the kind of publishing or music artists or anything. But the album Someday Man is just a brilliant album from 1969. But there's just something beautiful and free about it.
Some people always complain that their life is too short, so they hurry along. Their worries drive them insane, but they still go along for the ride. As for me, I have all the time in the world. I was born a someday man, I'm a maybe child. I was born a someday man, I was always wild. Tomorrow's a new day, baby. Anything tomorrow's a new day, baby. Anything can happen, anything can happen at all. I was born a Sunday man, I'm a baby child. I was born a Sunday man, I was always wild. I was born a Sunday man, I'm a baby child. I was born a Sunday man, I was now and then, do you wash your hands of me again? Wish me anywhere but home, drunk and on the end of your phone. From time to time, do you guess what's really on my mind? Guess that how you keep it now means where are you sleeping now? But of course it's not polite to ask you where you spent last night. And if I did, you might reply that I have no right. And anyway, I'm fine, glad that you're no longer mine. If I should tell a lie, I'll cross my heart and hope to die. You'd be hooked if you knew what I was doing when you called. Yes, I can see I'm blundering, and I always end up wondering, will it ever be hard to ask you where you spent last night? And can it be polite the way you never right? 'Cause I don't have the time, and anyway I'm fine. If I should tell a lie, I'll cross my heart and hope to die. Oh, I know it's not polite to ask you where you spent last night. And if I did, you might reply that I have no right. And anyway, I'm fine, now you're no longer mine. If I should tell a lie, I'll cross my heart and hope to die. I hope we never die. I hope we never die. I hope we never
Everything But the Girl, Cross My Heart, first out of the box for this Wednesday, and the choice of Simon Rea. Simon, Everything But the Girl, love them to bits.
I blame my sister for this album and this song. Back in 1986, my sister had moved out to, I think it was Luxembourg, and I went out to see her for New Year. I was very young. She had just seen them live, and she was playing this album on rotation on her player. It literally rubbed off on me. It's such a beautiful album. I can't believe that it didn't do as well as it should have done. But for me, it's Tracy Thorn's voice knocks me out. She's up there with Karen Carpenter, I think.
Super choice. Thank you for starting us off. My guests this week from Truman Falls, Paul Teare and Simon Rea. Now, Paul, the record launch, the album launch for Silverdale on the 25th of May, Noah Bakehouse,
Yeah.
but it's been out some time. Reception to it so far. I mean, we're loving it here. Christy, me, all of us, we're playing tracks off it. And how's it going generally? How do you feel it's being received?
Been very well received. It's been played, obviously, it's all on all major streaming formats. Been played. Simon Blessing was sent out to pretty much the whole world and the universe. North America have got it, and sort of Canada, Europe as well. I think there's a Scandinavian radio station has been in touch and stuff as well. So had lots of all positive. Been spoon feeding some radio stations over the last 12 months. Each track as they've been finished. So we've had some instant kind of reactions with them. So and a lot of the radio stations online have been playing that we've sent it to. So it's been really, really, really good.
I think it's absolutely important to state that you are one of a very small number of Manx bands who do have a truly international following, and you are well known, not just here, but in a lot of other places.
Well, I think it's just in this day and age, a digital age, that you can download a song here on the Isle of Man, and within 2 minutes it's been played in New Zealand by someone if needs be. So I think we're all on the same playing field there. I think it's just how much you want to push it. I mean, we've just got a management company now, Black Dove Management Company. So from that, hopefully that will give us another boost up. It's 60,000 songs are downloaded to Spotify every day. So the competition out there is just completely rife, and it's not even competition; it's just a fact. So when you hear that someone's heard it, and you think 60,000 songs downloaded a day on Spotify, then you're literally 1 in a billion, aren't you? So that is a great thing to think about, really.
Well, it's lovely to know that it's being heard and played elsewhere around the world as well as here. Now then, Paul, you have the second track today, Tears for Fears. Tell me all about your choice.
Tears for Fears have always been a very important band to me and Simon. I think, like I say, just it's one because of that era, the early 80s when I was growing up, was a really important time in my childhood and getting into music. But as personally, they kind of speak to me a little bit in their way. They're such a cold, dark album for a first album, their debut, The Hurting. Just read the song titles at the back of The Hurting. It makes for quite bleak reading, all the songs. Obviously, they became more successful with their other singles, Change, Pale Shelter, and Mad World. But Stuff the Children was actually their first release from that album. The first single release didn't get very high in the charts, but it was my favourite Tears for Fears song.
to say this right now.
I'm delighted to say that the Cocteau Twins have made their debut appearance in my tunes,
Yeah.
and it's about time too. And thank you, Paul Rea from Truman Falls, for picking the Cocteau Twins. Calf, Skin, Smack.
You're welcome.
Tell me why you've gone for the Cocteau Twins.
I mean, I could have chosen any number of songs by them. They're just incredible. But this is one of my favourites from one of the later albums, Milk and Kisses. I love obviously Simon Raymond and Robin Guthrie's guitar playing and bass playing are immense. Awash with chorus and delay and reverb, and they've always been fantastic pioneers of studio creating incredible studio sounds. That's before you even get to Elizabeth Fraser's voice, for goodness sake. So, and she's just an incredible woman. So I love the fact that you can't make out any lyric really, apart from a few of those songs on the later albums. Actually, did sing like it sounded in English, which was very nice. But it's still just like being in a dream, listen to her and the band singing. So I chose that mainly as a selfish sort of guitarist, sort of from my point of view. I love them and I think they deserve a bit more airplay.
Well, I'm delighted that you got them on today. Simon, I want to ask you a question about CDs, LPs, tactile stuff. The whole joy of, for me, apart from the music of the Truman Falls album, Silverdale, you've used some beautiful images that anyone who lives around there will know straight away what they are, the horses on the water-powered carousel and things like that. How important these days, I'll ask you first, is the physical product, the CD?
Well, vinyl and CD. I personally, it's the tactile thing is the major thing. You're not buying air, you're buying something, and it's not even the opening and the reading of the credits. It's just having something you hold in your hand. We're looking into getting our last issues done on vinyl because we were all brought up on it, and it's back. It's never went away for me. Taking the time of taking out the sleeve, putting it in, you're actually preparing yourself to listen. You sit down to listen to our song or an album.
Yeah, I mean, certainly growing up as a vinyl kid, one of the great things at school when I was growing up was being able to say, I've got this new album, would you like to borrow it?
Yes.
And it gives you such a lot of clout, especially if you're lending it to a girl that you might want to take out for a burger later. And that's not a euphemism, boys. So, you say, and that gave you great kudos because you got the album.
Yeah.
And they could borrow it, maybe, as long as they had a decent record
A
player.
musical badge, though.
And also make them a compilation tape as well. You could do
Yeah.
Obviously, they were huge in the day, so you needed vinyl CDs to do that. So
There's one format that actually was quite fun, but wore out quite quickly. I remember people with cars when I was growing up had 8-track.
8-track.
players. Big clunky cartridge.
Crunch like VHS tapes just smack into your
Yeah.
guitar.
I mean, when they were working, they sounded okay, but pretty quickly they wore out.
Yeah.
And anyway, we digress. Now, the launch, the official launch, 25th of May in Noah Bakehouse. What can we expect?
Well, we've got Jeff, through contractual reasons, Jeff is supporting us with Martin Thomas. And then we're playing songs from Silverdale and our back catalogue as well. So we're really looking forward. We've been rehearsing for the past 4 weeks, loving the rehearsals. So let's hope that transposes into playing it. Well, I'm sure it will transpose into playing it live.
it's been great fun rehearsing.
Yeah.
Is it a ticketed event? How do people get
Yes,
there?
you can go onto Eventbrite and look up Truman Falls /Noah on there, or you can turn up on the day and pay at the door.
And just to remind me, where is that? In case anyone thinking they haven't been to Noah for a long time, they know the old place. Where's the new one?
It's Peveril Buildings, so it's opposite the
It's
sea
off at the
terminal.
sea terminal.
Perfect. Here's to that. It's going to be a wonderful night. And maybe you're going to tease us with a few more gigs later in the year, but we have to hang on that, don't we?
Well, I think because the rehearsals are going so well that I think we really do want to go out and just play it out now. So, I personally do.
I think we should do some more.
I mean, I've been trying to get us to do a gig in Silverdale because I think that, summer afternoon there, that would icing on top of the cake.
The big field, if you go down past the roundabout, on the water roundabout, where the actual picnicking takes place.
Yeah.
That'd be a good idea. It's far better than my idea of all standing on our own individual rowing boat.
Again.
Yeah.
I think they're down to 2 now, because the other one leaked. Let's finish off the week. It's Simon, you've got the last shout. Who have we got?
We've got the astounding Glenn Campbell and Galveston, which Glenn Campbell, what has he not been on? He's actually been on the Beach Boys, which he played with the Beach Boys. He played on Strangers in the Night. Most of the songs from the late 60s, early 70s, if you look on the credits at the back, Glenn Campbell's there doing his due. What a performer. But this song is just beautiful.
Thank you both so much for coming. I'm glad you managed to come in together to get a big lump of Truman Falls.
That'll be the handcuffs. I think.
That worked.
Yeah.
That worked. Here's to the official launch. Every success internationally and nationally with Silverdale. It's a wonderful album. If you haven't heard it, boys and girls, check it out. Which is the best place for them to get it?
Well, Spotify's the big one, isn't it? So if you just go on to Spotify /Truman Falls, we're there.
And if they want a hard copy, because we want to
Go on to Bandcamp
Bandcamp.
and you can get a signed copy on there.
There you go.
We'll even
Now
sign
you
it.
know. Now you know. It's been a lovely week. Thank you both.
Thank you very much
Thanks,
indeed for
Mark.
having us.
Thanks, mate.
still hear your sea winds blowing. I still see her dark eyes glowing. She was 21 when I left Galveston. Galveston, oh Galveston, I still hear your sea waves crashing while I watch the cannons flashing. I clean my gun and dream of Galveston. I still see her standing by the water, standing there looking out to sea. And is she waiting there for me on the beach where we used to run? Galveston, oh Galveston, I am so afraid of dying. Before I dry the tears she's crying, before I watch your seabirds flying in the sun at Galveston, at Galveston.
Glenn Campbell, legendary stuff, Galveston. Thank you, Paul, and thank you, Simon, for a really fabulous and fascinating week on MyTunes. Don't forget, join me when you can, me, Marc Tyley, for the morning show, 9:30 to 12, Monday to Friday, and there's loads more podcasts popping up here every day at manxradio.com.